Hello, family and friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Shauna, and thanks for being here today on this first day of July, Tuesday, terrific Tuesday, as a matter of fact. I hope you're having a terrific day so far, and if not, I certainly hope it gets better. All right, let's talk about what we learned yesterday, but let's say a really quick prayer. Lord, thank you for every single soul who can hear my voice, and thank you for seeing us all to the month of July. We pray over the entire month. We pray that it's a great month. In Jesus' precious name, please give us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. In Jesus' precious name, again, amen. All right, friends. Well, yesterday we reviewed a couple of readings in 2nd Chronicles, starting with chapter 29. So here's what I have for that. So we're having this reign now of, we finally have a good king. So King Hezekiah is the king of Judah right now, and he was Ahaz's son. And King Ahaz was a bad king. So King Hezekiah, he has seen the wrong of his father, and he is trying to reform the land of Judah now, which is great. So he started by repairing the house of the Lord. He brought back the Levitical priests, and he had them consecrated so that he can reform the temple and they can start worshiping in the temple again, because his father shut down worship in the temple because they were busy worshiping idols. So yeah, so that was chapter 29. Chapter 30, Hezekiah, king of Judah, he reigned for 29 years. So they had this good king for 29 years, which is good. He continued to reform the issues of the past done by his father, King Ahaz, who was an evil king. And he started with also the Passover was celebrated again. So, they get to worship in the temple again. And he brought back the custom of them celebrating the Passover, which we all remember was the sign that when they put the blood over their homes when they were still in slavery in the land of Egypt, and if they had the blood lamb across their doorpost, then the evil spirit of death passed over their home, which was the last plague, if you remember, and that killed all the firstborn in Egypt. So the Passover is continuing to be celebrated again. King Hezekiah sent messengers throughout all of Judah, and he sent letters up north to encourage them to return back to the Lord and give up their idols. And many mocked King Hezekiah and his messengers, and they decided, no, we want to stay. We're going to keep worshiping our Ashtoreths and our Baals. But some people converted and went back to Jerusalem and started following the true God again. And then they had a big festival, and it was only supposed to be 7 days, but they were having such a good time, they extended it for 7 more days. So they had this 14-day Passover celebration festival. Yeah, so there's joy in Jerusalem again. In fact, I highlighted verse 26 for my review. Chapter 30, verse 26, it said, "So there was great joy in Jerusalem, for since the time of Solomon, the son of David, king of Israel, there had not been nothing like this in Jerusalem." So the people are happy that they got a good king. And, most of them, not everybody, obviously some of them mocked them and said, no, we don't want to go back to the right way. We like living in sin. We'll see how that works out for them. All right, and then the last chapter was Hezekiah 31. Hezekiah organizes the priest and the tithe, the tradition of bringing the tithes, because the priests are working for the people, so they rely on the generous donations of the people for their survival. They don't have jobs. Their job is to be the priest. And so the people gave generously for 4 months, and they had so much donations that Hezekiah ordered them to build chambers for storage. So people were giving generously and happily because they are happy to see the land restored, and they're so thankful to have a good king finally. And then there was one other verse I highlighted here at the end of chapter 31, verse 20. Hezekiah did throughout all Judah, and he did what was good and right and faithful before the Lord his God. And every work that he undertook in the service of the house of God, and in accordance with the law and the commandments, seeking his God, he did with all his heart and prospered. So Hezekiah, I'm so proud. I was so happy, like refreshed reading this reading yesterday, because we finally got a good king. And just reading the gloom and doom and the destruction and all that we've been reading for the last, couple of readings was just, the consequences of having a bad king. So I'm really happy for the land of Judah and Jerusalem that they finally have a good king, right? All right. Well, that brings us to today's reading, and hopefully this is a pleasant surprise. It is for me. So today's reading, we're in the book of Proverbs, and I already filmed a video for all the Proverbs. I forgot how many chapters are in Proverbs. Let me look real quick. But I already have videos, so I get to just read the book of Proverbs. So today I'm reading with you. That's 31 chapters. So, yep. So if you've gotten used to seeing the videos, don't worry. I'll link my Proverbs video to this one. But you can go to the playlist and then scroll down and you'll see Book of Proverbs. So all the Proverbs already have a video. So you're stuck watching me read today and for the next week. Because after Proverbs, we go into Psalms, and I already did a video for all 150 chapters of the books of Psalms. So yeah, so I'm excited to be reading again this way, and again, the videos are there. If you've gotten used to the video, go for it. In fact, I hope that you do like the videos. I love watching them. I watch them. I just put them on and, wash the dishes. And then every blue moon when I look at the TV, I'm like, oh, that's so cute. So enjoy the videos, okay? All right, so that leads me to our reading today. We started Proverbs 25. Are you ready? Let's go. Here we go. These also are Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Judah, copied. It is the glory of God to conceal things, but the glory of kings is to search things out. As the heavens for height and the earth for depth, so the heart of kings is unsearchable. Take away the dross from the silver, and the smith has material for a vessel. Take away the wicked from the presence of the king, and his throne will be established in righteousness. Do not put yourselves forward in the king's presence, or stand in the place of the great, for it is better to be told, "Come up here," than to be put lower in the presence of a noble. What your eyes have seen, do not hastily bring into court, for what will you do in the end when your neighbor puts you to shame? Argue your case with your neighbor himself, and do not reveal another's secret, lest he who hears you bring shame upon you, and your ill repute have no end. A word fitly spoken is like apples of gold in the setting of silver. Like a gold ring or an ornament of gold is a wise reprover to a listening ear. 13. Like the cold of snow in the time of harvest is a faithful messenger to those who send him. He refreshes the soul of his masters. Like clouds and wind without rain is a man who boasts of a gift he does not give. 15. With patience a ruler may be persuaded, and a soft tongue will break a bone. If you have found honey, eat only enough for you, lest you have your fill of it and vomit it. Let your foot be seldom in your neighbor's house, lest he have his fill of you and hate you. A man who bears false witness against his neighbor is like a war club, or a sword, or a sharp arrow. Trusting in a treacherous man in time of trouble is like a bad tooth or a foot that slips. 20. Whoever sings songs to a heavy heart is like one who takes off a garment on a cold day, and like vinegar and soda. If your enemy is hungry, wait a minute, soda? How do you know about soda back then? There's nothing new under the sun. Soda? How they know? 21. If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat. And if he is thirsty, give him water to drink. For you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. The north wind brings forth rain, and a backbiting tongue angry looks. It is better to live in a corner of a housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife. Like cold water to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country. Like a muddied spring or a polluted fountain is a righteous man who gives way before the wicked. It is not good to eat much honey, nor is it glorious to seek one's own glory. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. And remember, Proverbs is statements, nuggets of wisdom is what I call it, because it's written by King Solomon, most of it. And it just lays out, it's just wise words. It's not like a story being told necessarily. And remember, I'm reading from the English Standard Version. I'm so curious about that word soda. And I want to go look and see what is it called in maybe like the King James Version, which is the more truer, most original version of the Bible, right? So let me just take a peek real quick. That's the downfall of reading in person. I kind of get sidetracked a little bit. I'm a little sidetracked right now, I'll admit it. All right, so I was just looking. Now I can't even see where it went. Oh, here it says drink. I don't see nothing about no soda in here now. Hang on, let me pause for my video and not so long. Okay, so I tell you, I can go down rabbit holes sometime, but anyway, the King James Version says nitrate, N-I-T-R-E. So I had to look, I'm like, what is nitrate? So it's potassium, perhaps nitrate. And it says in the Bible, it was referred to as lye and soda. Soda or lye has been used as a cleansing agent. So, I don't know what to say about that except that's why I do read the English Standard Version, English Standard Version rather, this time, but I'm working my way to the King James Version. It's a little more wordy, that's all. I definitely respect it. All right, moving on. We're on Proverbs 26. Like snow in summer or rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Like a sparrow in its flitting, like a swallow in its flying, a curse that is causeless does not alight. 3, a whip for a horse, a bridle for a donkey, and a rod for the back of fools. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest you be like him yourself. Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. 6, whoever sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. Like a lame man's legs, which hang useless, is a proverb in the mouth of fools. 8, like one who binds the stone in the sling is one who gives honor to a fool. Like a thorn that goes up into the hand of a drunkard is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like an archer who wounds everyone is one who hires a passing fool or drunkard. Like a dog that returns to his vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Boy, the fool is taken down in this chapter, huh? Don't be no fool. 12, do you see a man who is wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. I'm gonna try not to laugh every time I see that word now that I called it out. 13 rather. The sluggard says, there is a lion in the road. There is a lion in the streets. As the door turns on its hinges, so does a sluggard on his bed. 15, the sluggard buries his hand in the dish. It wears him out to bring it back to his mouth. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. Whoever meddles in a quarrel not his own is like one who takes a passing dog by the ears. 18, like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, I'm only joking. 20, For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no whisperer, quarreling cease. As charcoal to hot embers and wood to fire, so is a quarrelsome man for kindling strife. 22. The words of a whisperer are like delicious morsels. They go down into the innermost parts of the body. Like the glaze covering an earthen vessel are fervent lips with an evil heart. 24. Whoever hates disguises himself with his lips and harbors deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Though his hatred be covered with deception, his wickedness will be exposed in the assembly. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and a stone will come back on him who starts it rolling. 28. A lying tongue hates its victims, and a flattering mouth works ruin. All right. My immediate takeaway, don't be a fool or a gossiper. We'll talk about it a little more tomorrow. All right. Proverbs 27. Do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what the day may bring. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both. Wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. One who is full loathes honey, but to one who is hungry, everything bitter is sweet. Like a bird that strays from his nest is a man who strays from his home. Oil and perfume make the heart glad, and the sweetness of a friend comes from his earnest counsel. 10. Do not forsake your friend and your father's friend, and do not go to your brother's house in the day of your calamity. Better is a neighbor who is near than a brother who is far away. Be wise, my son, and make my heart glad, that I may answer him who reproaches me. 12. The prudent sees danger and hides himself, but the simple go on and suffer for it. Take a man's garment when he has put up security for a stranger, and hold it in pledge when he puts up security for an adulteress. Whoever blesses his neighbor with a loud voice, rises early in the morning, will be counted as cursing. 15. A continual dripping on a rainy day and a quarrelsome wife are alike. That's funny. To restrain her is to restrain the wind, or to grasp oil in one's right hand. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Here's a popular one. 17. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. Whoever tends a fig tree will eat its fruit, and he who guards his master will be honored. As in water, face reflects face, so the heart of man reflects the man. Sheol and Abaddon are never satisfied, and never satisfied are the eyes of man. The crucible is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, and a man is tested by his praise. 22. Crush a fool in a mortar with a pestle along with crushed grain, yet his folly will not depart from him. 23. Know well the condition of your flocks, and give attention to your herds, for riches do not last forever, and does a crown endure to all generations? When the grass is gone and the new growth appears, and the vegetation of the mountains is gathered, the lambs will provide your clothing, and the goats the price of a field. 27. There will be enough goat's milk for your food, and food for your household, and maintenance for your girls. All right, I won't review any. I'll keep going and maybe do a little quick review tomorrow of this. Proverbs 28. The wicked flee when no one pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. I like that one. It encourages me when I have to get jiggy about something. Don't be scared, because I'm not a conflict person. I don't like conflict. So I have to kind of boost myself up before I have to be a lioness. Number 2, when a land transgresses, it has many rulers, but with the man of understanding and knowledge, its stability will long continue. 3, a poor man who oppresses the poor is a beating rain that leaves no food. Those who forsake the law praise the wicked, but those who keep the law strive against them. 5, evil men do not understand justice, but those who seek the Lord understand it completely. I like that. 6, better is a poor man who walks in his integrity than a rich man who is crooked in his ways. The one who keeps the law is a son with understanding, but a companion of gluttons shames his father. 8, whoever multiplies his wealth by interest and profit gathers it for him who is generous to the poor. If one turns away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. Whoever misleads the upright into an evil way will fall into his own pit, but the blameless will have a goodly inheritance. 11, a rich man is wise in his own eyes, but a poor man who has understanding will find him out. When the righteous triumph, there is great glory, but when the wicked rise, people hide themselves. I thought about the state of our politics when I read that earlier. 13, whoever conceals his transgressions will not prosper, but he who confesses and forsakes them will obtain mercy. Blessed is the one who fears the Lord always, but whoever hardens his heart will fall into calamity. Like a roaring lion or a charging bear is a wicked ruler over a poor people. A ruler who lacks understanding is a cruel oppressor, but he who hates unjust gain will prolong his days. 17, if one is burdened with the blood of another, he will be a fugitive until death. Let no one help him. 18, whoever walks in integrity will be delivered, but he who is crooked in his ways will suddenly fall. 19, whoever works his land will have plenty of bread, but he who follows worthless pursuits will have plenty of poverty. 20, a faithful man will abound with blessings, but whoever hastens to be rich will not go unpunished. 21, to show partiality is not good, but for a piece of bread a man will do wrong. A stingy man hastens after wealth and does not know that poverty will come upon him. Whoever rebukes a man will afterwards find more favor than he who flatters with his tongue. Whoever robs his father or his mother and says, "That is no transgression," is a companion to a man who destroys. 25, a greedy man stirs up strife, but the one who trusts in the Lord will be enriched. Whoever trusts in his own mind is a fool, but he who walks in wisdom will be delivered. Whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes will get many a curse. 28, when the wicked rise, people hide themselves, but when they perish, the righteous increase. All right, one more reading to go. Proverbs 29. He who is often reproved, yet stiffens his neck, will suddenly be broken beyond healing. When the righteous increase, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. He who loves wisdom makes his father glad, but a companion of prostitutes squanders his wealth. By justice, a king builds up the land, but he who exacts gifts tears it down. 5, a man who flatters his neighbor spreads a net for his feet. An evil man is ensnared in his transgression, but a righteous man sings and rejoices. 7, a righteous man knows the rights of the poor. A wicked man does not understand such knowledge. Scoffers set a city aflame, but the wise turn away wrath. 9, If a wise man has an argument with the fool only rages and laughs, and there is no quiet. Bloodthirsty men hate one who is blameless and seek the life of the upright. A fool gives full vent to his spirit, but a wise man quietly holds it back. If a ruler listens to falsehood, all his officials will be wicked. 13. The poor man and the oppressor meet together. The Lord gives light to the eyes of both. If a king faithfully judges the poor, his throne will be established forever. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself brings shame to his mother. When the wicked increase, transgression increases, but the righteous will look upon their downfall. Discipline your son, and he will give you rest. He will give delight to your heart. 18. Where there is no prophetic vision, the people cast off restraint, but blessed is he who keeps the law. 19. By mere words, a servant is not disciplined, for though he understands, he will not respond. Do you see a man who is hasty in his words? There is more hope for a fool than for him. 21. Whoever pampers his servant from childhood will in the end find him his heir. A man of wrath stirs up strife, and one given to anger causes much transgression. One's pride will bring him low, but he who is lowly in spirit will obtain honor. 24. The partner of a thief hates his own life. He hears the curse, but discloses nothing. The fear of a man lays a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is safe. Many seek the face of a ruler, but it is from the Lord that a man gets justice. 27. An unjust man is an abomination to the righteous, but one whose way is straight is an abomination to the wicked. All right, friends, that's our reading today. I hope you enjoyed that. The big takeaways in my head is don't be a fool. And there's lots of wise nuggets in there. That's why I just call them wisdom nuggets. I love the book of Proverbs. When I read it, I judge myself. When I say, because it's literally this or that. So, the fool does this, the wise man does that. So I always check myself for the fool part to make sure I'm not being a fool. Hey, you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself, right? All right, friends. Oh, I got one church announcement before we go. One birthday I saw on Facebook today. My friend Lonnie here in Atlanta, I met him in our stepping community. His son Lamar has a birthday. Happy birthday, Lamar. Hey, Lonnie. Can't wait for the cruise. See you and Michelle on that boat. All right. God willing, of course. All right, everybody. That's all I have for today. And come back tomorrow. And again, if you rather watch the video, there's the whole, I have several videos of Proverbs. They're kind of broken up into chapters, but I have one compilation. So go to my playlist, scroll down, and just enjoy the videos. There is a beautiful video of the Proverbs out there if you really, if you're missing the video. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Be blessed. Bye.